Hey there, viewers, welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. There's a 16 Dodge Charger. It's got the big 3.6. It's got a broken rear spring. Typically not a big deal, but here in the sock capital of the world, everything's a big deal. And it's all rusty and crappy. And typically on these Dodges, if you follow service data, you're supposed to pull the whole rear subframe out, put the spring in, put the rear cradle back in, I guess they call it. I think we're gonna have to come up with a different method, perhaps. So we're gonna pick it up in the air, have a look, and see what we can do as far as swapping out this spring without causing, major catastrophe. As you can see, we already got our first layer of salt this year. Like I say, you're supposed to pull the whole rear cross member out of this, or the rear subframe, I guess if you will. Let it down, real quick. Dodge says, you gotta pull the rear differential, pull the rear subframe, put the spring in, put the frame back. It's my hope and my dream to possibly just unhook this rear control arm, unhook the shock, unhook the back side of the rear control arm, possibly just, let it down. This bushing that goes in here in the knuckle is not just your standard, rubber bushing. It's more like a ball joint, we'll say. It's got the rubber boots over it and it allows it to really swivel. So letting this side down, if possible, we don't have to worry about tearing up this bushing, which would be fantastic. It might be a little sketchy, but I've done sketchier stuff. It's got quite a perch that the spring sits on in here. So I think we would be okay as far as the spring coming out, hitting us in the face or anything. Might have to do some tweaking. I doubt this bolt's gonna come out anyways, but this is what we're gonna try. Like I said, we might have to let the exhaust down. Most of it's falling down. We might have to let that down to get some clearance on the bolt, but first thing we'll do is try to see if we can get this bolt loose, and if that comes loose, hallelujah. If not, well, I don't really have a plan B yet. What would be ideal is if we break this bolt loose and the whole thing spins just like it just did. Oh, the lights are shining down on me today, boys. Hallelujah. There's gonna be something that goes horrifically wrong here. So the whole bolt just spun, which is great. My fear was it was stuck in the bushing, which typically stuff like this is. We still need to get this one on the shock loose. Yeah, that whole bolt's spinning too. Well, hallelujah. It's gonna be a good day, folks. It's gonna be a good day. So let's proceed. We'll get the transmission jack. I think we'll stick it under here, unless this thing's sprung way tighter than I think it is. We'll stick our training jack under here. We should have plenty enough room. I got an 18 here. Let me get 15 to hold this side. Same thing with the shock there. And we'll be in good shape for the shape we're in. So that's nut there off that strut. I'm gonna take the one, we'll knock that out. I probably got a little tension on it right now. See if I can't get this one here. There's that one, fantastic. And then I have the transmission jack under here. I just put a little tension on it, but we can take the tension off it here and see. I don't know if this has, outward tension on it. Wouldn't think so. We've got a tie rod here. We've got another control arm. The knuckle really shouldn't go anywhere, as it's got 3 other points of contact. We get a hammer and see if we can knock that strut bolt out of there. Okay, so that's got a little downward push on it. Not bad. I see the strut go down a little bit. Okay, so not much there. This one here. That should have some tension on it. It is moving, which is just amazing. I can't believe it's not seized in that bushing. We'll put a little bit of stress on here. I'll get our training jack kind of lined up with the control arm here so I can push on it kind of evenly because it's tipped and tipped. Don't know the technical term. She's double tipped. See if that takes a little stress off it. And it seems to. I'm gonna get a punch, see if I can't drive that the rest way through. We're gonna hit the exhaust right dead in the middle. Might be able to just tweak it up a little bit here. Okay, so it wants to come in. That whole control arm just popped in a little bit. Anything gonna be keeping that from coming in any even further? We should be able to stick a bar behind it and push it back. All right, let me see if we can do that. I'm gonna move the jack here a little. Come down more under the spring. I'll just put a little tension on it right there. Because before we get the bolt out, I want to stick a bar right in here and see if we can't. See how much tension it has on it, try to get a feel for it anyways. Let's give us an idea. Oh, okay, it's not terrible. Okay, so that's easily movable. Okay, so yeah, it's not a ton of tension because I can move that bolt. Okay, so the next thing is gonna be the exhaust, which we need to be a little bit cautious of. I'll see if I can't pop the rubbers out of it, maybe let it down just enough to get our bolt out, because we're gonna hit long before we can get it out. I get this out of the way here. So there's three exhaust hangers here, and 2 on the muffler. I just sprayed them with a little Debbie D, pop them babies loose. I just want to see now if we can get this thing just right. It's kind of nice to be able to feel it out before you cut it loose. Get an idea of what kind of tension's on it. It doesn't feel terrible considering I can still spin it. That gives you hope for putting it back there and put a little more up tension on it. Oh, look at that. Okay. I'll kind of keep my bar here for a second. Now the training jack is a little sketchy letting down. It's on a small part of the cylinder, so it's real jittery. Can't let it down smooth. So we'll just kind of take it easy. I'm gonna keep my bar in here because I don't want it to, it doesn't feel like it has crazy tension, but we just want to be sure. Well, our spring just came loose, so I know there's no tension on it. So we'll set it down. There's the broken spring. So there's the bottom half of the spring that's busted. Okay. Now there should be more of it stuck down in here. There she is, boys, that's it. Now finally in New York State, so okie dokie. Like I say, you can see that style bushing inside the knuckle allows you to rotate, move, and swivel because it's not solid rubber, so easy there, Joshy. That's down as far as it goes. All right, I'm gonna move the jack. We're gonna get the blow nozzle. We're gonna blow some of the dirt and junk out of this insulator that's in there. All right. We just have a peek up inside there. All right, it should be all good. It's all good. So now we'll take our new spring. Take all the tags off of here. We'll fish that baby back up in there just as it was. We'll get it lined up. The insulators didn't move, so we'll line it right back up exactly where it was. which was right there. Now this lower rubber one's a little different. I'm gonna have to spray it with some lube here. Or lube up the spring rather, so it pops down in it. It kind of encapsulates the bottom half of the spring to ensure it rusts out and then will break on us. I don't know what the purpose of it is, but probably to keep it quiet. Okay, so it's down inside the insulator in here that it sits inside of nicely. And then we're gonna line up the snipped off part of it up there, which we're gonna have to put a little lube on that also. All right. And then I'm just gonna keep my light here for just a moment, just because I wanna make sure we get that in the exact spot that it was, in case he takes it to a car show. Okay, we're gonna get the jack back under here. Get that little fella turned just so. Make sure that looks like it's legit. Let me go get a pick. Okay, there we go. A little rubber flap on that insulator. Kind of get this about how we had it. And we'll jack it up a little bit until we get it into the safety of its cage here. Oh, it's getting tight. So we're gonna sweep this over just a little bit. If we could have our jack out on towards the end a little bit more, it would be a little safer. Or at least the amount of effort would go a little bit further here. Let's see here. Oh, that's a sketch. I just want to get it so it catches here. All right. We just got to get it to start coming up over that bushing. And then I want to stick my bar in here for a couple reasons. A, to keep my jack from flying out, and B, hopefully line us up. Tell you what, it's scaring me. Maybe we can get our punch in there just to hold it, a little safety. Come on, baby. Okay, we got some safety. Let's let our jack down. Need a longer punch. You stand by. Longer punch slash screwdriver. We just need to reposition, so we're gonna stick that in there. It's gonna make a little noise. Whoa! Da-da. Hey, we did it. Maybe this is why it's not like this in the service manual. But hey, look, when the book time's 6 hours or whatever it is, you can make a killing. Of course, I'm not charging you guys 6 hours. You guys need to calm down. All right, we just needed to reassess the situation here. Let me move you. I gotta move my cart. I wonder, tell you what, that actually loosens it up quite a bit. Let me, actually, let me go get an alignment bar. That sucker's really, really close. Oh yeah, she'll slip right in now, baby. Maybe. Okay, that had to go ahead a little bit. Get the alignment bar picked up a little bit. Come on. Under. Dang it all to heck. I don't know if I get the alignment bar in here and do us any good. Maybe. Come on, baby. That's right, boys. Sometimes you're the cause of the safety meeting, and sometimes you're the only guy that'll call it because he's the only guy that does sketchy stuff. Isn't that what they say? I think I saw that on TikTok. Gotta get it just right. Beater through there, it's like a 16 penny nail. Put the bolt on it, or the nut on it rather. All right, here comes some sketchy stuff. You guys stand by. Whoa, fella. There, well that was easy. And it did not involve dropping the entire frame. Fantastic. That's a tip for all the flat rate guys too. Of course, they probably already do it like this, would be my guess. Let's see. Which way this one went? No, it went the other way, didn't it? We don't want them giving points off at the car show. Come on, baby. There. There's that. Well, this is kind of a stupid video. Car didn't even fall off the lift or anything. So to tighten these down, we need to set it down. We'll jack it up, torque them to spec, but before we do that, I'm going to take and pop the exhaust hangers back in here. You guys can't see them, but there's just 3 of those, so yeah, they're pretty easy. Get that sucker out, man. Come on, baby. There's that one. Here, this will trigger some people. Watch this. Watch the comment section. There we go. Slips them right in. There's that, okie dokie. Tighten up them nuts. So let the car down, just set it on the ground, reach under there with the torque wrench, of course. Tightened up those 2 bolts while they had tension on them. And that's it. She sits up in there just lovely. Wasn't too super sketchy putting it in. And it sure beats the heck out of dropping, you know, the whole rear cradle per service data. Because in New York, well, if you can avoid touching subframe bolts and cradle bolts and, well, pretty much anything under the car, you're better off. And you're better off not doing it the way I do it. If you want to stay alive, perhaps doing this job on the ground, you know, doing it this way definitely is probably safer instead of having a few thousand pounds dangling above your head. Lifts are pretty safe, but we do tend to become a little complacent. So, you know, be safe, put stands under it, you know, do everything you got to do, follow service data, drop the cradle, do it the right way. This way it worked for us, just with the amount of corrosion and rust on the car and having experience knowing that, you know, stuff typically doesn't come apart well here, especially when you get a car this old. because this is like 7-year-old Chrysler, a couple more years, she's made into pop cans. So why don't you put down your pop can and go in that comment section. The questions, the comments, the concerns, the Insta, the Facebook. You guys know what to do. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.